Hello, Internet. This is Lambo coming to you from my basement, or as my wife likes to call it, my nerdery, affectionately, of course. And just wanted to show you another 3D build that I created for the game Gloomhaven. This is Scenario 9, the Diamond Mine. So, spoiler alert, as always, if you do not want to know what's in Scenario 9, of Gloomhaven, then don't watch this video. I'm going to show you everything because I substitute everything in the game for real pieces, all the standees, all the tokens, everything. So first, I will show you what the map is supposed to look like here. You have your two caverns. It's supposed to be a mine, so in a cave, obviously, and whatever cave-like things you can come up with. And I came up with this as my rendition. Back it up here. There. And, I went in dark green caverns was the color scheme I settled on. And monsters, terrain, and all that stuff. Okay, so let's go room by room, and I'll show you what I use, what I substitute with, and talk about stuff a little bit. So in the main room, first you'll notice there are 5 heroes. Yes, we run a 5-player campaign, not strictly according to the main rules, but we up the scenario difficulty by 2, and then don't increase treasure or experience gains. And that's supposed to compensate mostly for the differences. And it's hard, it's challenging. We drop a couple guys every game, easy. We repeat levels often because we can't beat it the first time. But that I actually don't mind too much. It gives me more time to start building the next level. I build these really cool levels. I like to use them. So the group, it doesn't break our hearts if we lose, which happens. Okay, so first I'll talk about the tiles. This is my first level where it's almost entirely 3D printed, except for I think the door. Everything in this level is 3D printed or is a figure. So the tiles themselves, these are high ground tiles. They are a 3D printable file set that you can purchase from the company High Ground Tiles, I think. And they are actually marketing towards the HeroScape market. I don't play HeroScape. I think I did maybe once or twice when I was in high school. But the tiles, to me, I saw them on Kickstarter and I wanted them for Gloomhaven, obviously. But to do that, you have to resize the tiles. So if any of the 3D printers are out there or watching this, the sizing that works for me to fit Hearst Art's size is 85%. That's what I did. I played around with a couple 85 point something, 84 point something percentages to try and get exact percentages, but that ended up giving me problems. So 85% even has worked the best. So the way these tiles work, I'll show you off to the side here. Let me pull the camera over here. Here's a Hearst Arts tile. I really like Hearst Arts. Nothing against them. Their tile sets are really great for dungeons. A couple outdoor levels work well. But the high ground tiles some versatility that I enjoy. So they pop off these. They come on these bases here. You start with the base that goes in the ground floor, and then you take your tile. This is a grass top if I were to paint it, and you just clip it on. This is a stone road. So they all just clip in. And then if you wanted to add multiple bases together, you could either they print tiles in double, so you could clip a base together in flat, or you could just stack bases on top of each other, which is what I've ended up doing here. So there's different levels, so he is higher up than here, and it keeps going higher. In the back of the next room, you'll see that it gets 3 or 4 levels high. You're only limited by how high you want to stack tiles, pretty much, and how much you've printed. And that's kind of what limited me on this level. Is I printed enough to where I could build it, and then we needed to play. So I couldn't stack as much or do a bunch of crazy things, which I am known to do sometimes. Okay, secondly, models. In here I've got 2 different models representing Hounds. So let's get in closer here. These guys on the right and left, the outside models, these are my non-elites. They come from Cool Mini or Not's war game Song of Ice and Fire, excuse me. So they are Bolton Bastard Girls Hound models. I use their archers as well for elite bandit archers. So that's those. And then the wolves here in the center, these became my elite hounds. And these came from My Mini Factory. That's a 3D printing file repository. And the maker of these files, I guess you call him the author or creator, is a guy by the name of Printed Obsession. Or girl, I actually don't know. So a creator by the name of Printed Obsession, you can buy those files, which is what I did. They printed out fantastic. I have a Creality Ender 3 printer, and it works great. It's printed out all this stuff. Okay, now we'll move into the second room. Come off to the side here so you can see it. And, okay. So in this room, you can see some more elevation changes from, base level down here coming up to where the boss is standing. A couple things. So the models themselves, we've got for minions, these are Ratmen infiltrators, I think, and these are called Ratmen prowlers, or maybe it's the other way around. They were what I ended up going with for my substitutes for Vermlings. I cruised the internet looking for some form of rat model that I could print in mass or buy in mass for cheap. This ended up being my most economical option and looked the best in my opinion. There are some free versions out there, but I'm kind of a pose and look type of person for models that I go for, so that's kind of what I went with. So if I can keep the camera in focus, I'll see if I can show you what they look like. The one cool thing is I found that I upgraded my printer's nozzle to get these, because they're about half the size of a standard model, but the detail came out really well, and that's a 2mm nozzle on a Creality Ender 3. And like I said, those are Rocket Pig Games 3D files, Ratmen. They have infiltrators and prowlers and a bunch of other models I could have picked from. Okay, so those are the minions. The boss is, sorry, I cut my finger, and that's the band-aid is getting in the way here. Always be careful with knives. The boss is a War Machine figure. He is a Skorne. I think he's called a Beast Handler. Maybe he's called a Paingiver. I was looking all over for a model with a whip that kind of matched the source art. That's hard to find. And so this is what I ended up going with. And he pretty closely matches the model that's in the game source art. And finally, other things, scenic elements, the rocks, the boulders, I should say, the traps, and the chest. Those are all 3D prints from one guy by the name of Robogon. That's what he goes by on Thingiverse. And his boulders, actually, you can go to, he's got a Cults webpage or site. I didn't know about Cults until I was looking for these boulders. But it's a place where you can basically pay him for some of his files. Mostly he gives them all for free, which is fantastic. But these boulders I really liked, and the reason I went to pay for them is because they have flat tops. So if you have jump or fly, you can stand a model on them, and the boulders that I previously had weren't flat. I thought it was like $1.50 or something, super inexpensive, US dollars, $1.50. Totally worth supporting someone for making these awesome files. And then, lastly are the walls. So these walls are modular. They are more 3D prints by a company called Printable Scenery. And the cool thing about them, I flip around so you can do something with it. They're separate. They're modular. So they have these clips. It's an open lock clip. And so all these pieces are individual. And, you've got curves, straight ways, long straights, short straights. These are low walls. I could have printed high walls. And they have high wall to low wall converters. And you can pretty much create any type of wall you'd wanted. So I went with these outer walls up there and thought they fit really well into my cavern. So Printable Scenery, another great place I will go for 3D print files. I'm becoming a 3D print junkie and just seeing a file I think would look cool in my game, and I buy it and I print it. So I love it. Anyway, so this was the diamond mine for Gloomhaven Scenario 9. If you have any questions or comments, please, I'd love to hear about them. I'll definitely answer anything or respond to anything you guys have. And if you like what you're seeing, let me know. I'll just keep putting these out there. I think I've got over 30 subscribers now. Whew. kind of a big deal. I get teased a lot by my wife for putting these together for the 20 of you who are looking at them. But thanks, you guys are awesome. Anyway, yeah, it was fun. Hope to see you guys around the next video, and I'll catch you later.